What is up, everybody? It is Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool live stream / video, and today we are back in Westwood once again, the most beloved, awesome park that I've ever made. So, anyways, as we see, we have a nice, cool shot over here of the B&M floorless coaster. It's an amazing ride, and I'm very excited to see how the park comes together in the end. I just hit my microphone like nothing else, so that's probably not very healthy, but that's okay. We're doing awesome, and we're going to be doing a lot today, at least I'm hoping, and we're gonna try and complete as much as we can. So we have a lot of details to do, but we're gonna go ahead and get started right in to the log flume, because the log flume is not yet complete, so we're gonna go over here and get it completed. So let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna head over to the rock formations. Just for those just joining, right off the bat, I will let you guys, I will want to let you guys know why the chat is disabled. I do this for my Westwood live streams, because I don't live stream it very often for some particular reasons. So I know you guys have a lot of good questions, a lot of good things to say, and I love that quite a bit. But this is kind of a different kind of live stream. In this live stream, I want to focus on pretty much the game itself and getting stuff done, because I don't want to ignore you or act like I'm ignoring you guys when you have some fantastic questions and stuff. So I disabled the chat just so I can focus on the game itself. And a lot of people do ask, why do you disable the chat for these Westwood episodes? And that's kind of the reason why, so I can really focus on the game. So right now we're running on low settings, so it's not running too bad. We're getting a little bit of choppy frame rate right now at the moment in game, so every kind of lag that you're seeing is pretty much in game, so it's kind of interesting like that. So but I don't want anyone to think that that I'm trying to purposely ignore you guys, or just things like that. I'm not. That's not the case. I just want to make sure that I'm focusing 100% on the game and getting stuff done, because I'm on getting a little bit of a tighter schedule here, and I want to get this park to the finish line pretty soon, within the next month or two at the latest, and that's the latest anyways. So but I'm glad to have you guys with me, and if you are watching, I do appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are amazing. Your comments in the comments section for all the videos are amazing as well, and because I don't really take suggestions that much on this park, because it is kind of a already planned thing. I want to make sure I stick to the plan and not go off of anything, because then it'll start looking a little bit out of or different from the plan and things like that. So I don't want that to happen, and that's very important. So my method always of doing kind of these is using the same kind of rocks, and then afterwards just kind of go over with some other rocks and make the formation kind of, a little more unique. That way it doesn't look like it's the same rock being placed. So that's kind of the idea here, what we do. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all that done over here with the rock work. It's something that's got to get done, and a little bit, it's not too time consuming, because this actually gets done fairly quickly. As you can see, we already got quite a bit of progress done already going in here. So I just want to get all of this finished at the log flume, and then we're going to make a nice, awesome queue line for this ride, because it needs a nice queue line. So Rattlesnake Falls is the name of this log flume. It's a very exciting log flume. I think it's really cool. A lot of people said it was short, and I definitely agree with you on that. A lot of people don't like that it is short, but that's the way it's going to be, because I don't want to go over the board with some certain attractions, because this is more of a smaller park. Because I want you to think more kind of family owned. This is kind of the storyline I'm going for the company that owns this, JLW Entertainment, which is me. This is kind of like their humble beginnings park, because this is technically our first park from JLW Entertainment. The Alpha parks were supposed to be, but I kind of moved on from those, and those are kind of non-existent at this point in a way. Oh gosh, there we go. So I don't, those parks, a lot of you did like those parks, and that's perfectly okay. I just didn't really care for them as much, and this one is the first, custom park that I've been making that I'm very passionate about. So I'm very excited in that regard to get this park nice and developed, and by no means am I giving up on this park any day. So this is a project that I've been excited for since day one, and it's been turning out very, very nicely, and I'm actually very excited to get into future projects as well, because I'm starting to feel a lot more confident in my building skills. I've seen a lot of improvement throughout just building this park, and that is amazing. I love the progress that I've made. I think I've really made some building improvements lately, and I'm very excited to move forward and actually get into more advanced building when it comes to a lot of scenery and stuff. So I'm very excited for that. And, a lot of you guys have noticed too. You guys have mentioned, your building definitely has been improving. And, oh my, sorry, dinner's being cooked right now, and boy, does it smell good. And I just got completely blown away from what I was doing because of this. Wow, I think we're having like some pork or something with pork in it tonight. Ooh, it smells good. I don't know. Man, just food. I am getting a little bit hungry, so I'm not sure if we'll make any food stalls today because of that. We'll see. I'm very excited for that, but here we go. I mean, I might eventually on one of these streams, let's enable chat for the heck of it to see how you guys respond. But I know you guys want me to pay attention to the chat very well, and which I totally agree on. And I'm gonna be completely sidetracked while I'm in this park, because I'm not going to be paying attention to the chat that much when I am doing this. So I don't want anyone to think I'm ignoring them. It's just that I'm going to be focusing more on the park more than anything else. So that being said, I'm tempted to enable it, and I know you guys would probably enjoy that quite a bit. But I just don't. I feel like it's out of place here. I don't know why, because again, I love hearing your guys' thoughts and stuff. Completely, and your suggestions too, but I just don't want to really alter anything that would affect the park in a way, because it's gonna be the way I got a vision of how this is all gonna look, and I was hoping to have this done by this month, but I'm not entirely sure if that's gonna be the case, but we'll see. Again, I'm not gonna rush this park. Never gonna rush the park, by no means. So if it takes more time, it takes more time. But I've been really trying to work on it a lot more often to get it to that state, because we're getting to the point where a lot of parks are gonna be start opening pretty soon. So I want to kind of make sure this is kind of going to open at the same time of all the parks, because I want everyone to think that this is a real park. I want you to believe that this park is real, and that is going to be, the biggest thing about this. This is going to be a park you're going to feel that it's real, That is the goal here. All right, let's start getting over here a little bit and kind of creating a base. I kind of wish you could build the log flumes or these water rides kind of inside the water, so it looks like that water is kind of part of your track and everything. That way you can just have it inside a body of water. I kind of wish that was a thing, but it kind of it's not. It actually is not. So that's kind of a downside to this. So the way I fix that is usually a lot of rock work, because a lot of rock work actually turns out pretty nice, because it actually ends up looking pretty good with a lot of rocks, and then you get throw some foliage in there like we did over here for this ride, and it turns out quite nice. So I'm pretty excited of how this turned out. I was planning a log flume since the beginning to have both water rides. That way, you got a good mix of water rides as well, because you gotta have some water rides in there too for those hot summer days that will cool off your guests, because guests do like water rides as well. So I'm hoping someday in the future that maybe in Planet Coaster we get a couple more water rides. That way we have just a bit more, even if they're not even rides that you get wet on, just like rides that you that flows in water and things kind of like that. That would actually be really, really nice in my opinion. I'd very much like some more water rides. I know they said they were going to be focusing more on dry stuff, because they want to make sure the developers emphasize that this is not going to be they don't want to make you think of like water parks and stuff. They don't want to resemble it into a water park, because I'm sure that is for the future. I'm sure they'll have like maybe water parks in the future. I'm sure they will, because there's a lot of people are wanting that, so why not? They're very good at listening to us. They listen to the fans a lot, and we need to make sure we're getting on the forums and things. And in fact, I need to get on the forums and kind of doing some feature requests. I think something that would be really cool is custom scenarios. I've been saying it for a while now. To be able to have custom scenarios, I think it's something very doable that they could easily program into the game. And that is, to be able to create your own little landscapes, create your own objectives, kind of like in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It's not a new feature. It's something that's been there, and to implement it into the Steam Workshop would be huge, because you have your career mode where you have all your scenarios and stuff. If you made it to where you can create custom scenarios and upload them to the Steam Workshop, that is an endless amount of career mode that you could do. I think it's a very fantastic idea, and I would love to see. In fact, I think I've been on the forums asking for that. To be honest, I think quite a while back I actually requested that. I can't think off the top of my head if I 100% did or not, but I think I've been on the forums and actually requested that, because that would be so cool, to have the custom scenario, the scenario editor like you did kind of like in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. You get the objectives, and you flap it in there, you throw it in there. I don't think it would be a very hard thing to do. I think maybe it would take some time, a little bit of time to make something like that, but implement that in the Steam Workshop. You're gonna have something special, because you have an endless amount of gameplay then. Because if you get through the career mode and you get through all those scenarios, what are you gonna do next if you want to keep doing that stuff? What are you going? The answer is you can't. You're just gonna have to play challenge mode or sandbox, which you can do. You can kind of create your own challenge mode. In a way, you could actually upload it to the Steam Workshop as a challenge mode. So it's there. That option's there, but the scenario option I just feel is very necessary to really get that going. So if you're listening, Frontier, custom scenarios would be amazing. I think a lot of people would like that. It would just keep the game fresh, because Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 was a game that stayed fresh mostly because, not because of that, but because of user-generated content, stuff that people created to keep the game alive. And I think this game's going to have a long lifespan, definitely. And it's going to be, I can't wait to see if they, for future DLCs and stuff, right now they're giving those free updates with, just a crap ton of stuff too. And they're making it free, they're not charging us. And a lot of people are really enjoying that. But, if you put out like a water park expansion and stuff, I think that those are definitely DLC stuff, to add like water parks and, zoos. I'm not sure if Frontier is going that direction with this game. I think they will. They might, hopefully. I think it'd actually be really nice. I mean, I'm not complaining if they don't, because I'm mostly a dry park person. I didn't really care, making water parks that much unless it's, really good. So if they do it right, I would actually really like that to have, a water park as well, because a lot of them, or a lot of actual parks, have the water park as well. And it's usually, in the same, in the same park pretty much. They're like right next to each other. You can actually enter one or the other, having separate entrances and stuff for that, for your water park and things like that. So I think that's actually really cool. I think another cool thing is just a little, feature request, is if you could sell like season passes as well in your parks. I think that would be kind of neat and just something just a little bit different out there, because if they buy a season pass, they can get back in. Same guest could come back. That's probably a lot of programming because it probably just random generates most of the guests. So, but just an idea, they could come back and not have to pay for a new ticket because they bought a season ticket, and then when the season starts over again, they would have to buy another season ticket or something like that. I don't know. It's just ideas kind of flowing in my head, and I think that would actually be really, really neat. So we're going to go through here and make this look a little bit more, because these are starting to look a little bit repetitive, and we don't want that. We want to make sure these rock formations are nice and unique looking. You see, we got very repetitive up here, so we're going to go ahead and try and fix that up just a bit. So we'll grab some of these. Yeah. Just to make the rock formations nice and unique. And they're looking pretty good right there. Quite nice. Alright, and if we decorate this up just a bit more, we're almost done here. We just got to do some more details around. And then we'll be on our way to more stuff. Oops, there we go. And, oh gosh. Can't do it. Alright. Alright, looking a little repetitive over here, so I'll add some different rocks around here, make the formations look a little bit more unique, because we don't want them all the same looking. So we'll go through here and just place a couple different styled rocks around there. And it'll help out just a bit. Looking pretty good. We just need to add some. I don't know why I clicked out of that, because we're gonna stay within scenery. All right, so now we're just gonna go through and add a bit of foliage and bushes along those lines, and we'll be in good shape. Add some trees as well, and it'll all start to come together. To look really nice. So log flume comes around here. We'll throw some of these in here. Alright, try to go down the line, just place all the different kinds of bushes that I can. So that looks good. And one more of these kind of bushes. Oh, look quite good. Here we go. So I've been trying to catch some Planet Coaster live streams. I actually caught one this morning, and it was actually quite nice. And I love just commenting and looking at the chat and stuff, seeing what other people are. And it's amazing, after I commented, how many people were like, "Hey, it's JLW Games." It just makes me like, wow. There's actually people out there that know me. Which is it's quite a fun feeling, just to know that you guys are around, and it's always nice to see you guys and all your supports. It's always good. Like, a lot of you started going, "Go subscribe to him. He's awesome," and it's like, oh, you guys shouldn't. You guys are awesome though. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing, and I don't know what I would do without you. I probably wouldn't have a channel, because if I didn't have people watching, what's the point? I mean, I probably still would, actually, because I've been doing this, or playing these, doing this channel back when, no one was watching, and, it was my mom and a couple friends. I was like, "Hey, I got a YouTube channel, and you want to go check it out." I would tell my friends and stuff, and a lot of them would go check it out, and that's pretty much it. And then eventually, a lot of you guys started emerging, and that was quite awesome. It really started off back in the theme park studio days, because that's really where I kind of got my big break on YouTube videos, if you wanna say that, because no one was really making those kinds of videos, so I actually got quite a bit of attention for that, and I was even approached by the developers of Theme Park Studio, and they actually gave me early builds to show off, and things like that. I mean, I haven't heard from the developers in so long, probably because I stopped playing the game and everything, because it just wasn't. Once Planet Coaster kind of released, I just kind of got away from that game, because it wasn't as good in a way, because it's not, it was very hopeful at the time, because we didn't have, Planet Coaster announced and all that, so it was pretty much the only game really out there like this, that, was, had some decent graphics. At the time we were kind of like, yeah, the graphics are pretty okay. And then Planet Coaster announced, and I was announced, and I was like, oh boy, it's gonna be a good game. And really, if it wasn't for Theme Park Studio, I probably wouldn't have had the audience that I have today. So I really have to thank them quite a bit, actually, which is kind of funny, because I don't play the game anymore, but it got me my audience, and I'm truly am grateful for that. So. Anyways, yeah, this is looking pretty tropical and pretty nice. I want to make sure that it's kind of got that feeling that you're in the woods, like always. That is the main thing about this park. I know a lot of people say I put too much foliage and trees down, that it's going to destroy my PC. And it's held up pretty well. My NVIDIA GTX 660 Ti is actually held up pretty decently well. Even though I'm playing on low graphics, this game still looks fantastic on low graphics, by the way. It's not doing bad. You don't have to play on high graphics. It's nice. I'm gonna do my best to make sure the cinematic video will be on high graphics at the least. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use Cheat Engine to slow the gameplay down, and then speed it up in post-production. That way I get some flawless frame rates, nice clean frame rates. That will actually be nice. So yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. We'll probably just kind of go through with some trees over here and patch this area up with a nice little trees, because they look fantastic. There we go. But I'm not gonna like do too many trees. Sometimes I will do trees off screen. That way you guys don't have to watch me place trees for like 20 minutes because I do get a little carried away sometimes when it comes to trees. So I will admit that. All right, so the little body of water here is actually quite nice, and it looks pretty good. So that is the log flume pretty much completed. I'm gonna go ahead and save here just in case. You can never save too many times. That is the truth. And yeah, so we'll move on here to the queue line section. So what we're gonna do here is actually work on the queue line and exit. So let's see, queue line, and let's do the wooden texture. I always like using the wooden texture for this park. I think it suits it quite nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and select the grid of this. Whoops. Deselect grid. I selected the wrong grid. Sometimes it can be kind of a pain to select the correct one. Alright, so I'm going to do that just so I can get it over here. Let's turn angle snap on just to make sure. Okay, I guess I can't place that there. How about a gentle slap? Okay. Fine. I guess we're not doing that. Alright, so we'll go about right here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to select the grid. And we're going to start the queue line here. I'm going to get some of these rocks over here to help out with the queue line scenery rating, which is always a nice thing. And we're just going to do some zigzags. It won't be the longest queue line in the world. It'll just be long, obviously, for purposes, because you know it's probably not going to have the greatest guest throughput, so it's going to have some, it's not going to be as effective in a way, if that makes sense. Alright, so I'm going to put a base under this. So let's see if I can't do this. Edit this building and use these flat roofs. How far out does that go? This will work okay. So we're just going to make like this kind of dock to make this kind of... And it will also help with the scenery rating theme as well. Just for fun. Alright, so I think I'm going to use actually some custom railings as well on this. That way it's just a little bit more customized. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to create my own railings. I'm looking for kind of an old wooden railing, so we're going to try and create a beautiful railing here. So let's use the angle snap to get that straight up. And let's try and place these in between here. And actually, we're going to lower that down a bit so it's not too tall. Alright, so we're going to go Control X, and we're going to create a nice full railing here. So now I'm going to do Control X, or not going to do Control X because it automatically does it. And we're going to get this piece going across. Kind of like that. Gonna make you go all the way across as well. That looks good. I'm gonna put another centerpiece here. Looks a little under supported. There we go. And we're gonna take these and duplicate them down. And that's a pretty nice little custom wooden fence here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and select it all. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just move this one over. Like so. And then when we go ahead and copy it again, for some reason I get this issue If there's a path here, it doesn't actually let me click on the railing like at all. I don't know why it's so hard to click on the railing, just because there's actually paths there. That's actually very strange. Alright, so we're going to go Control Z for right now, because I don't know why it does that. So what we're actually going to do is I'm actually just going to select these and do it this way. Be a bit easier to figure out, because it will already automatically have it selected. And then we can just move this on down and keep going until we have this filled up. And we can go ahead and go all the way down. Alright, so that's good. I can go ahead and delete those for right now, because we're just going to make this go on the other side at the same time. So what we're going to do now is select this, Control X, and we're going to move on to the next straight section. And this will also help out more with the Q-line scenery rating as well, which is always very nice for it to do that, because it will attract more guests to that particular ride, and they won't mind waiting in line as much. At least that's the hopes. Alright, let's delete you and you. Alright, so a lot of zigzagging as always. So we're going to do this and move on to the next one. But the good thing about the next update is we're actually getting some more fences as well, so I'm looking forward to those at the same time. So it looks like we're gonna get some. I saw some pretty good fences, some nice wooden fences as well. So I can't wait for the next update. The next update is gonna be really, really good. We're getting go-karts, and we're just getting a lot of good stuff that I'm very excited for. Alright, so that's 3 lines. We're about halfway there, at least for this. Alright, the next one, we're gonna go, goes opposite every time, so, because you're going the other direction. Alright, we'll start it down here, and we'll adjust it once we get the railings connected. So I've been trying to do some more custom railings for like queue lines and stuff, just because it kind of pretty much it gives it a more unique look. That way you're not seeing the same thing over and over and over. That's kind of the idea here, is that we're just I'm trying to work more on my building skills, is what I'll call it. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm working on my building skills. Even though it is a bit more time consuming, the end result can definitely be worth it, because you get something that looks just a little bit more original and better. But it's always a learning experience every time, you try something new. And I know this has like fighting textures in the middle, which we're just gonna deal with. I mean, it's not super bad, but sometimes battling textures aren't always fun. Oh. See, even if I do this, it does not select it. Like, I don't understand. Even if I do, there we go. Like, even if I drag and hold it, it still won't select it. I think it does that on purpose, just to try and frustrate me. I bet that's the deal. It's the real deal, man. Alright, so we're going to create... It's going to be a basic queue line. There's not going to be too much theming in there. I mean, there will be, but there's not gonna. It's a heavily themed theme park, but there's just gonna be not too many objects and stuff in this queue line. I mean, there will and there won't. Enough to get it to 100% queue rating, queue line scenery rating. You know, obviously, but yeah. All right, so we need to get one more side over there, and we're gonna do from this side. Makes a little bit more sense. The post will go right there. Oopsies, I made a boo boo. That's okay. We'll just go over here because since it's not gonna let me select the one way over there. Uh-oh. We're just gonna have to do this. There we go. It's perfect enough. Even if it's not perfect, it's perfect enough. Alright, and one more over here. Let me guess, you're not gonna let me click on you. Nope. I love how it's just like, nope, I'm not. And what are you gonna do about it? Like, nothing. There, I got one. Can I get the other? Like, I'm even dragging. There we go. It's like I'm dragging over it, and it still doesn't want to. Alright. Okay, so we got all those railings right there. And now the tricky part, and we're just gonna keep going over here and do the same for this. Alright, so the end's over there. So that's cool. That'll be fine. I don't want to do this side too much, otherwise it's gonna that. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna deselect that, and we're gonna do Control X, and we're gonna get this side all up here. Alright, perfect. And we are literally just gonna drag all this down, and we'll connect everything as we go. And it will be fantastically beautiful. At least I hope. I'm hoping it will be. Okay, so we'll go all the way here. And that's looking pretty good. So we got all that. Now let's just go on over to the other side. I'm thinking we're going to start from the other end. Well, maybe not. We can start on this end. We can start on this end. What am I thinking? What was Joe thinking? Alright, so let's move her on down. And we're just going to adjust all the pieces like this, and we will get them connected with no issues, at least. That's the plan. There we go. We're going to start off there, and we're just going to get all this, oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're going to try and be mean to me, but I came prepared. I came prepared for this. And it will not work. Ha ha ha. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go down and connect all these pieces. That way everything is nice and connected. And we're gonna have to do the same. We're gonna have to do the same thing to the other side as well. But it will be worth every block. I promise. I'm just trying to line it up as best as I can. There we go. And on to the other side. Matey. Don't know why I went to pirate mode, but I did. Alright, so that's not too far in there, so we can continue this down. Man, this is the last complicated, probably the last complicated queue line I'm doing. So, but it will look beautiful when it's all said and done. And there we go. Yay! Custom fencing, light at its finest. I was gonna say like a Bosch, but I was like, probably not like a Bosch. Just at its finest. Alright, so, we should probably finish the queue line a bit. So what we're gonna do is, oh my, I should have done one forward, but I messed that up, didn't I? It's okay. I can do this. Literally, I always gotta cheat to be able to fix things. There we go. Ha-ha. And then that will come down. And then we're basically going to have the entrance here. So it's got a queue line, but it's not a ridiculously long queue line. Okay, so now we can go ahead and get this all the way down now that we're feeling pretty confident on how that's gonna work. Boop. Then if I wanted to, I could just do that. A little bit more simpler. Alright, and then I can also cheat here as well. It just depends. I want to just see how it looks anyways. We're going to see exactly how that looks. I kind of just want to keep it that way. Make the railings just like that. I think it makes things a little bit simpler. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, put this right there, and then I'm going to do that, but we're going to grab the smaller piece so we have less fighting textures. And connects you right there to the station. Perfect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make this a covered queue line. So the queue line is going to remain covered. And to do that, we're going to just place some nice little wooden, these little guys here. And we're going to build a beautiful roof. So it's nice and covered. At least all the way right there. Alright, so it's looking good. And let's see if we can't put any more supports on the inside here. We're going to go ahead and change the grid size. That way I can maybe fit more of these supports on the inside here. Like so. And kind of make them as even as possible. Looks like every 2, that's alright. There we go. Nice and supported. Let's put some on the front as well. Alright, those are with the ground. Excellent. Now, we have the task of creating the skeleton. So I'm going to go ahead and go to roofs here, and we're going to have the gentlest roof that we can find here. And I'm just going to build this up off so I can get this where I need it to. Right there. We're going to create the skeleton, which sometimes is a little bit of a lengthy process at times. So we're just going to use this little wooden piece. We're going to create a horizontal section. Then we'll create the slanted section, and then just put the supports kind of supporting that. And then we can just copy it through the rest of the queue line. Let's click you down there. Click you in there. Click you in there. And there. Alright, so now we're going to do Control X, and we're going to rotate this piece up. Now, we're going to have to turn the angle snap off, because it's not going to quite get us perfect here. So I'm going to drag this down kind of like so. There we go. And then to test it, to see if it stays in the right spots, you just kind of drag it up. No, we need to rotate it just a bit more. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect as long as it's... Alright, so as you can see, that gap is still forming. So we want to try and avoid that. And the beauty of kind of the theme that we have for the park is that it's okay if, you know, it's not perfect, because these buildings were built a long time ago, and they're not always built perfect. Alright, now this time. But yet, I'm a perfectionist sometimes, so they sometimes do end up being perfect. Alright, so we're going to do this. And this is the most longest part, is just getting the correct slant on that. Because it doesn't just snap perfectly all the time. Alright, let's get a smaller piece. That way we can avoid as much fighting texture as we can. Whoops. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this, and now we got to slant this up just a little bit more. Like that. This one doesn't have to be even close to perfect, because we do have... It is kind of a smaller piece. There we go. Now when you get one side, it's always easy to just go ahead and copy it to the other side. And to do that, I usually make sure you click a piece that is with the blocks, rotate it, and line her up, place it. And if you notice, it won't always usually be perfectly aligned, so you're gonna just have to go in there and adjust it. So I usually just use the Control X, or no, not Control X, X rather, because we're not duplicating it, we're just moving it. So just X, and then move it to its appropriate spots, kinda like so. There we go. Alright, and now the next step is we're just going to take this, we're going to rotate one of these up. Of course I need to have angle snap on. That way I can make sure it's perfectly vertical. We're going to place a piece there, place a piece here. We're going to go to the smaller, use the smaller piece. And just kind of do wherever it's not super important. Wherever. Alright, so and then I want to make sure I put one in the center as well. I'm going to raise this up and make that look pretty. And that does look quite pretty. At least I think so. Alright, and I kind of want to put one right here as well. So we'll line that up. And put one here. Alright, now at this point, we got a beautiful skeleton here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and select the whole thing. Sometimes it takes a second, but it's easier than, copy and paste is always easier to manage. Just make sure you get every single piece. Sometimes it doesn't always happen. And you'll see like a gap and then it's like, I gotta fix that. There we go. Now I'm just gonna use Control X. And we will place the skeleton on each and every support. And I think I want to, should I put it, should I put one there? For those, otherwise those beams are going to be kind of pointless. Yeah, we'll go ahead and place them on those as well. Give it kind of it will give it a nice unique look to it. I have no issue with putting them on these. It would look interesting on the inside. Alright, there we go. All nicely placed. And now we can go ahead and copy the roof as well. And place this all here. Excellent. Now there's one more little detail I want to add. That I probably don't really need to add, but I'm going to because I think it will actually look better. You're going to want to add these horizontal bars. You know, these aren't required, but I want to add them. So I'm going to create this horizontal support here. It just kind of connects those empty ones that are not connected to the outside ones. So the good thing about this is we can just copy and paste it to the other side too. There we go. Now what we're going to want to do is select all these. Good. And I'm going to use Control X. Move them on over. And just add more details supporting this. I'm going to add them all the way across. Because we got to have a structure that is quite nice and supported. That way it doesn't just collapse right on top of you. Because that wouldn't be fun. No, it would not. Alright, almost there. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect, just perfect enough. Like always. Like I've been saying. There we go. Yay! Doesn't that look fantastic? I think so. I got a nice queue-line building, and it will work very well. So let's go into the exit path here, and we're going to create an exit path. Let's go ahead and get this texture. That will get us right down. Let's go ahead and create a straight path coming out of here. And let's get a nice wide path to connect to that. Then we're going to have this come around. At least that was my plan. Let's kind of create that. That'll be cool, and then we can decorate that up as much as we want. So now we're going to go Q line. I had to delete the last one. There we go. Alright, and there we go. So I'm going to go in here. Oh gosh, I feel a sneeze coming on. I feel... Oh, wait. Excuse me. Woo! That was an intense one. It was an intense sneeze. Alright, so... And I just need to patch this up, as I call it. Alright, and we'll just align it. There we go. One there, and one there. Excellent. And look at that. Isn't that nice? I mean, it was time consuming, but it's worth it. Right? It's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Look at the track rating. Scenery is on high. That's fantastic. I was going to look to see if, yeah. Yep. There it is. 100% Q scenery rating. Just creating things like this instantly pretty much puts it at 100% scenery rating. So it's always quite nice. But I don't stop there. Oh no. You know Joe, he doesn't stop there. He's got to go above and beyond when it comes to scenery. And this spot was just begging for more, or some like nice foliage and stuff. So maybe even some props as well. We'll see. I wonder, even if you have 100, if you keep adding more, I wonder if that's affects it as well. I'm not sure. All right, so I want to create a fence or a sign here as well for the entrance of the ride, because it would be beautiful. Really beautiful. All right. So this framework, and I think the sign will work quite nicely on this. And we'll just go to wall signs and construct a nice wooden sign. All right, so I'm going to actually go in here. Yeah, that one. This one's gonna work quite nicely. So I'm going to create kind of a base for the sign. I actually kind of like that green. It's very old style, westerny style. It's kind of what we're going for. So we'll go that, and then theme signs, because we want one of these wooden signs, which will work nicely. Just gotta use the right one. Which one do we want to use? I kind of like that one. So we're gonna call it Rattlesnake. Oh gosh, I can't type. Rattlesnake Falls. Of course, I just need one character. This happens to me a lot. I need one character and it won't let me add it. That's alright. I got another idea here. I'm just gonna raise you up just a pinch. And we'll create a smaller piece. Right there. And let it say falls. How fancy is that? I might change the colors here. Alright, so I'm going to go to this sign. And let's change the text color. Yeah. As for this one, I want to make the falls blue. Because, you know, it's Rattlesnake Falls. As in water. So we want to make sure the falls is kind of watery. It'll look kind of cool. Alright, and you know what will even look cooler is some VFX. Some nice effects is always beautiful. Man, I've been streaming for an hour already. That is insane. That's awesome. Totally, we want ambience. And we're going to, let's take a look what these look like. The Steam one is always very nice. Just gonna put that down there. Nice, cool effect. I like it. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go into here and we're gonna edit this building. And we're just gonna add some lights as well. So I always like to add these kind of on the edges here. That will provide a light for the exit. Beautiful lights for the exit. And then, let's put some on here as well. And then we're back to this building. And as for in here, I kind of want to have almost like hanging lamps. Kind of like this. Will look quite nice. So we'll place some of these here. We're also going to test this to see how these look at night. Alright, so I'm going to place these and to hopefully speed up the process. See if I can't select all three of them. And just duplicate them and move them on down to the next pillars here. Oh, are you doing the diagonal moving thing? I hope not. It doesn't look like it. It looked like it for a second, and I was about to go, No, it's good. Hate it when it does the diagonal thing. It's annoying sometimes. Alright, we're just gonna place. Oh no. Oh no. I hate it when I click on the wrong thing and they were just gone. No. Okay, let's try that again. Do that again. There you go. And we'll put some on the end as well because it would look beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to turn it to nighttime and see exactly about how dark it gets in here. Or how light it is. Ooh, that looks really good. I like the yellow kind of color that it gives to it. It looks very, very good. And the entrance looks great. You can clearly see what that says a little bit right there, except the falls is a little bit small. But that's okay. And you get like a nice little picture right here because you can see the sign. And then you get the falls in the background. Looks quite nice. Quite beautiful. I like it. I'm liking it. So now we do need to place some lights here in the station. That's something we need to do. And this light seems to work pretty well, so I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with this one. The hanging lights. Alright, so let's place you here. Let's place one there and There, we'll put 2 across here. 2 across from each other. If we add a couple of these... Oh my. We're going through things. Oh wait, it's nice and lit up on the inside there. And you know, I don't want it to get too light in there. I want to make it feel like a different experience at night. And that's looking pretty good. I like that. Like, it's it's light so you can actually see where you're going, but not, like the bright white lights, And I like how this is kind of like just on the edge of the water. It looks kind of neat. Really, really cool. And I want to, let's add some neat, okay. So you can see the waterfall. Joe wants to add some nice lighting here. See, these are always nice to use. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of the align to surface. That way, that's like that. These lights can be very useful for a lot of different reasons. So we're gonna... Oh, the blue. It looks really good. Whoops. And that one there. All right, hold on. Woohoo. And maybe we should light some of these up too. You gotta have that experience at night. There we go. I'm gonna place these in the water. Just a few of them, not a lot of them. Alright, so now we're gonna crank it around. And place them on the other side. You're doing like some weird things here. There we go. Kaboosh. Alright, I'm gonna add more of these blue lights on the falls. I'm gonna add some more towards the top. Add some there. Oh gosh. I didn't want you to do that. I hate it when it clicks off because I did not want it to do that. Definitely didn't want it to do that. Where did... I don't even think it placed. Or did it? I don't see any light there, so I'm gonna say it didn't place that light. Oh, I clicked Control C. No. I'm trying to push Control X, but I keep pressing Control Z for some reason. I don't know why. I'm having some dumb moments right now. Control X. Alright, so that's Looking quite good. We have those and those. And then during the daytime, we look like this. Still beautiful. It looks fantastic. I'm actually having some... I'm really enjoying this right now. It looks great. Fantastic. Alright, we're gonna get grab some trees here. Just grab a couple of trees to put in here. Because I like trees. Trees are my favorite. Maybe some... Yeah. It knows exactly what I want. Kind of. Can always stop for some trees, and excellent. I'm liking that. It looks pretty good. Looking pretty good. Now, as we can take a look at the overview of the park so far, I'm gonna kind of narrow down exactly what's left to do in the park. So we're pretty much got the log flume completed. It looks pretty good. We just need to add. I just need to add some more trees around this area up here, and that will be that. I need to come back to the dark ride, which I started quite a while back, but never finished because I wanted to wait till just wanted to develop the park, go out and develop the park a bit more. So I need to go back to that very, very soon. As you can see, a lot of the empty spaces is just some stuff that we need to fill up. You know, mainly over here in between the different sections of the park are the main areas. So you got like right over here. You got this road right here. This road right here. Those are the main notable ones. And this road is actually going to go over and connect to this road, kind of like how this one did. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the rocks or not, like I did on that one, but that would be really cool. And I'm just going to fill everything in with either some flat rides or some buildings as well, because there's got to be this is a park that's going to have a lot of shops, and you know, it's got its fair share of attractions and rides, and they look fantastic. So that's one thing. So, but let's go ahead. We're gonna do a little bit of a fun park tour right now before we get off here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get into the Tigid Cam, well, however you want to pronounce it, and we're gonna do a little bit of a park tour. So you're walking and you're entering Westwood, and here's the big entrance. I actually need to put the actual entrances in the building still. I haven't done that. That's something I probably should do. So you're looking around over here. We've got the headwear, the photos, and this is kind of actually just a little souvenir gift shop as you're leaving. The photos is supposed to be kind of like, you know, when you get your photo taken, which is also really fun. And you can pick up your photos there. That's kind of what those are going to be working as. We are lagging just a little bit. I do apologize, but there's just so much in this park that's being rendered. So we have guest relations over here alongside with the ticket booths. So that's what those are going to go for. And this is actually going to be the turnstiles right here at the entrance. And then we kind of got a nice little square where it has, you know, some old-fashioned Western buildings. You got the motel, you got the Westwood Saloon over here, and you got a building that's still has no name, but we'll get to that. A nice, beautiful clock tower centerpiece, which looks fantastic. And there's a little bit more we need to do here. Obviously, this building is not done. I never actually came back to that building. We'll get back to that in later episodes, so we'll definitely get to that. And then I need to put something back here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put a building or kind of leave this blank, but all the empty spaces will be filled in with like trees and stuff. So if we head over here across the bridge, over the little river and little pond area right there, which looks really, really nice. We're heading into our first section of the park, and this is Westwood Shores, which is a nice, beautiful place. Here's a Hat's Fantastic. We got our first ride here that I ever built, and that's Victory. I love the little height sticks that I built. Those are actually really, really nice. And we got the queue line for that looking very good. And yeah, this is the very first section that I built, and I can see how much my building has improved since I've made this first area. So I might come back and spice this area up just a little bit more. So here's Buckshot's Cafe. It's a nice little restaurant, a little cafe that I came up with and stuff like that. There's our restroom block right there. Here's the exit to the River Rapids ride, which is called the Raging River, and it's got a nice little storyline too. I'm not going to go through all the storylines. We're just trying to quickly get through the park tour. It's got a little cave for the queue line. It's really, really neat and nice. This is another empty spot. I don't know if I'm going to put a building there or not. And of course, you get up here, you get to the entrance of Raging River, and Raging River was awesome. It was the first water ride I actually built in the game, and it actually turned out pretty nice. So I'm very, very satisfied how that turned out. Over here, we got Westwood Shores Supply Company. Again, I apologize a little bit for the lag. It's not Steam or anything, or Steam. It's not the stream or anything. It actually is lagging in my game a little bit. I'm actually dropping some frames as I walk through the park, which is to be expected. So here's the Whirly Rig, another nice little flat ride. Nice and beautiful. It might be the stream a little bit. The stream is kind of lagging out just a little bit compared, because I'm not lagging as much as that is. So we go over here, and we actually have a train station right there. We have some Westwood Sweets, which is actually the donut shop. Actually, very good stuff right there. Now we're entering the Westwood Mining Company. So this is the mine section of the park, which is actually really, really cool. I was actually I like this section quite a bit. So we have this little plaza kind of spot area. We have some more Hat's Fantastic restrooms, and this is another restaurant that's in here, which will be really, really nice. It's the mining diner or something like that. I think is what I was going to name it. Then we have a little coffee spot right here, nice little stall. I want to make sure there's some stalls. And then we're getting to our first coaster of the park, which is actually really, really good. We have the mine goods. So the first coaster is the mine train, which is still not named. You're going to go through here, and you're going to have all this queue line. Still some details to be added in the queue line for this ride, but you're going to go all the way through the queue line, go up here, and get to, oh gosh, get to the station up here, which is beautiful itself. And it's a nice mine train coaster. Very, very nice. I was very excited. So I hope you guys are enjoying the park tour as we got through that. So here's the exit, which actually has a nice little hill to it. I wanted to make sure that not all the park was completely flat. That was kind of an idea, because not everywhere is going to be flat in real life anyways. So it's nice to have some elevated paths here and there as well. So continuing into the mining section of the park, we have over the tracks here, we're going to have this awesome dark ride, which is beautiful. And we have a couple shops that leads to the Invention Company, and both sections will lead to different places. So you can kind of take some shortcuts to different areas, which is going to be nice. So we roll over here. This is this is the entrance of the Ghost Town section of the park, as you can tell. And all this is a little bit empty right now in between sections. We're going to be filling that in the next episodes. This is the most notable spot that needs a little bit more attention, because as you can see, it is looking very empty right now. So we got another flat ride over here. This is the kickflip, which is going to be in the Ghost Town area, which will be a lot of fun. I haven't really detailed anything over here at all, so it's going to look cool hopefully later down the line. We got an ice cream shop there. which will be really, really neat. And then we move down over here, and we have the star attraction of the park, and that is Iron Ghost. So Iron Ghost is a brilliant, I apologize, a brilliant coaster by RMC, Rocky Mountain Construction, and it's a wooden coaster, so it's their topper track. And it's one of my favorite coasters that I've ever built in game. So I was very, very proud of how it turned out. So we got a lot of theming through the queue line. Some more theming to go with this as well. So we're gonna get up here. Oh my. Okay. And you get to the cars. I even put some music in the station because I didn't want it through the entire ride. But look at that thing. Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful coaster. And I'm very, very, very excited of how that turned out. So, whoa, gosh, we almost went right over that. But as you can see, it's just a beautiful ride. And it is probably my favorite coaster I've ever built. Visually and, just the design-wise. Oh my gosh. We're dropping frames, and then the exit will take you all the way back down here. And it's beautiful. Ghost supplies, really, really nice. You got some wanted posters. Look at this. And then you get some stunning views of this ride when you're down here. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to stop for a second just so you guys can see that. Oh my gosh. Look at that. 0G stall. And then, oh man. That drop that goes right off the cliff. It's really, really cool. And then we get over here. We have another flat ride, the Insanity Ride, which is going to have a ghostly kind of theme to it, which is a nice little addition to the section of the park. And then we have the unfinished, currently, haunted house. It's going to be kind of like a fun house kind of related, so that's going to be really, really cool and neat. So you have some gravestones. We are in the ghost town section of the park, so we have this huge haunted mansion. I know it kind of looks like a barn the way it's shaped, but I'm going to add more to it so it does not look like that. So moving on, this is where we just was working on, and that is Rattlesnake Falls. It's a beautiful log flume, which you guys know all about that. And then we enter the Westwood Invention Company, which is one of the newer sections that I've been working on, and I'm very excited because we have the B&M Floorless Coaster, which is a beautiful B&M that one of my favorite B&Ms that I've actually built in the game as well. So we got another flat ride here. This is the kind of like the top spin. It's actually called Overpower in the game, which is cool. And then this is the shortcut over to the mining section. And you got all this really interesting theming going through this queue line. It's not all the way done, but it's looking really, really good. Then you come up here. This is where this is where the fun stuff happens. You got this nice little how? How did I get on the roof? I don't understand what happened. Okay. Interestingly enough, forget that. We'll just continue through air. So I was about to go into this room, which is right before the station, which looks cool. And then we have the triggered event where the mist or steam comes down out of that when it departs, which I believe it should be coming out soon. Is the ride testing? I thought it was testing, and it is. There it goes. See the steam? That's out. Really, really cool stuff. I also have this triggered to it as well as steam, so steam will actually come out of this pipe and other pipes in the queue line as well, which is really neat. Then we have this SNS Scream and Swing, as we like to call it, which is beautiful as well. It's will fit that invention company quite nice. Then we have a theater that's incomplete as well. It needs some more exterior detailing, which will be nice. And then we have a nice little building here as well as kind of another place filler. So Anyways, this is how Westwood is going along. If it's your first time coming around, I do encourage you to subscribe to see the rest of this park come together, because it's coming together pretty quickly, and it will actually be done hopefully very soon in the next couple episodes. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and we got some nice stuff done with the log flume. Next, we're going to be really filling in some details and stuff like that with the pathways, connecting to each other, and literally just adding some buildings and facades and lots of shops, which will look beautiful and will fill everything in. And then that will be pretty much it for this park, and we will move on to another park after, of course, I get all the cinematic shots and stuff done in this park, and it'll be absolutely beautiful and stunning. So I thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight. It was beautiful, fun stream, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I love this. I love this game so much, and I can't even wait for the next update, next major update. It's gonna be absolutely awesome with the go-karts and the new coaster types and flat rides. It's gonna be really, really fun. So, and the new scenery as well. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you guys next time. Make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.